Rogelio wants to know, he says, hey, Chris Lee and AMC Movie News, I love the show, never miss it. Do you all think they will do a remake or a reboot of Daredevil or Elektra?
Well, I mean, we know that they're developing a TV series of Daredevil for Netflix. So let's answer that question after we see how that does. I mean, if it gets canceled after the first season, then maybe they'll look at rebooting it as a feature film. If it does okay on Netflix, then it's probably going to live there on Netflix for a while. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I hope that it does well because I'd like to see the Daredevil character actually represented properly and not the way he was represented.
I like Ben Affleck's Daredevil movie. I do.
I do not.
I would like to see another one just to wipe the stench away from that movie and just start again.
I don't think we'll see one for a while. Because both ways, like, let's say it's successful on Netflix, then they'll probably just want to continue that success.
Yeah.
If it's terrible, then they're like, screw that, they're not going to do it at all.
Sit on the shelf. All right, what's next?
Anthony Givas wants to know, do you believe Sam Mendes is an underrated director? No one really talks about him that much.
I don't know that I'd say he's underrated. When his name comes up, maybe he's not as well known or as much of a household name, but whenever people talk about him, it's with reverence. People know. People who know his name know how talented he is. So maybe he's not as well known as he should be, but underrated? No, I don't think he's underrated.
Yeah, no, I think everyone should know him if they don't.
Yeah.
Right.
American Beauty, love that film, Revolutionary Road,
He did a great job with Bond.
Yeah.
He did a
He's
very
coming
good
back
job with
for another
Bond.
one. They had to pay him like bajillions of dollars. Like he was like, I want more money because it was
Well, he was
so
doing
well
a stage
received.
production too.
Yeah.
He had first said no because he really wanted to work on the stage production that he has put years into putting together. By the way, that wasn't just a ploy. He really has a passion for that stage thing. And then I guess that dump truck full of money convinced him otherwise. So he's back.
It would convince
good.
me.
I like him as a director. I think the reason why he's less known is his style is not flashy. It's more of a subtle and kind of slow, maybe a little too slow for me style. I like his movies, don't get me wrong, but I think that's what makes him lesser known.
It's not flashy.
He's not a Chris Nolan, you know?
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Stephen Van Georges writes, hey guys, love the show. I was wondering if there would be a sequel to Night of the Roxbury.
Night
be
at the
cool.
Roxbury. What is love?
I know, that's like a blast from at least 10 years ago.
No. If for no other reason, nobody wants to give Chris Kattan a starring role in a film today. So, no, we're not going to see, leave that classic alone. I don't see us going back there. Do you guys think any different?
I don't think it will happen, but selfishly I'd like it.
Not unless Will Ferrell says, I want to make this
If
movie.
Will Ferrell says he wants to do it, somebody will give him the money to do it.
But other than that, no.
No, I don't think so. All right, what's next?
Eric Tish wants to know, what horror movie are you guys looking forward to this summer? And will there be one that was as successful as The Conjuring was?
I don't know. I will admit, as much as I thought the first one had obvious shortcomings, I like the direction I see this Purge 2 going. I've seen a couple of the trailers. I like the Crossbones is in there. And it just, for whatever to me, it feels like it has a better sense of identity. That first film, it just never coalesced for me. You know what I mean? When you're watching, it just never came together. For whatever reason, I'm watching the trailers for the second Purge, and I'm like, this seems like they've actually got a direction they're going in, and I'm excited for it. I got to admit I am. What about you guys?
Well, I'm excited for the one that we talked about on AMC Movie Talk not that long ago, that As Above, So Below. The creepy one in the Paris catacombs, because I love indie horror films because they're often the most inventive. But I try not to watch them because I'm terrified.
Yeah, I'm not a huge horror fan, so I don't know what's really on the slate. Yeah, I tend to go more towards the psychological thriller type of horrors versus the horror movies.
I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to see Blue Ruin. I don't know that much about it. I don't
That's psychological.
Yeah, that's more to your, like, what you like, and I'm with you. I like movies that make you think after and kind of lock your door.
Yeah, that one will.
Yeah. I'd like to see that one.
All right, let's take 3 more really quick.
Eric Mariano wants to know if Disney will do anything with the Rocketeer property.
Have you guys heard anything?
No. I don't even know what it is.
Well,
the
the
original
Rocketeer with
Rocketeer,
Billy Campbell, it's funny because when it came out, Joe Johnston directed it, and he did the first Captain America, and obviously Disney likes working with him, but it didn't do very well, and then it kind of built this cult fan audience over the years.
I still see people dressed as a Rocketeer every Halloween.
Yeah, it's got like a real cult following, so I think it's maybe an untapped opportunity, but they have so much going on right now in their film space that I don't think they really need to.
Jennifer Connelly was in that.
I forgot that.
I need to see it.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It's
Two more
beautiful
quick.
looking.
William Parcell wants to know if you think Days of Future Past will effectively reboot the franchise.
I don't know. I sent Amy Rose to New York to cover the junket for X-Men, and she saw a screening of it, and she was dancing on air.
Yeah, she was fangirling all over the place.
She was seriously geeking out about that movie. She wasn't the only one. I checked on the Twitter for a bunch of other friends I know who were in New York and went to that press screening, and there are words like "could be better than Captain America 2" being thrown around. Look, I have been excited for the new X-Men. I never would have dreamed it could be as good as Captain America 2, because everybody knows how good I thought that movie was. But if it's even being compared by some people to that film, I'm super excited. Does it effectively reboot the franchise? I mean, I doubt it, because I don't think rebooting it means getting rid of everybody and bringing in a whole new slate. I don't think they're doing that.
No, I don't see why they would, especially, I think they might make another one, but I don't see why they would reboot the whole thing.
Yeah, do you guys think any
I'm
different?
excited.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Maybe X-Men Apocalypse will reboot. I don't know.
Yeah, that's who
Oh,
said.
yeah.
But I mean, if
That's
Bryan
a good
Singer is still directing X-Men Apocalypse, I
Yeah.
mean, then it really is it a reboot. I mean, we'll have to see where they're going with that. Good question, though. Excellent question. All right, last question of the day.
Andy Peniutu says, would you want a Pacific Rim 2 if Del Toro was not directing?
Yeah, I'd be totally fine with it if it was. Look, the strength. Del Toro's a magnificent director. Pacific Rim was not the best directed movie, though. I mean, let's be honest. That wasn't his best work of him directing.
No.
So I think you could have another director come in there, maybe with a little, with an action sensibility and stuff like that, and do a really good job. Like, let's face it, the deep character development and depth of plot was not the strength of Pacific Rim.
No.
So get somebody in there with some really good action sensibilities and stuff like that, and it could do. I'd be totally okay with it. I'd be very happy to hear he is directing it, but I'm fine if he doesn't. What do you guys think?
Robots versus monsters, I love,
Yeah.
but bring them into the city, because I didn't like how Pacific Rim was a lot out in the ocean. You couldn't get a scale comparison. You couldn't see how big they
Right.
were.
Yeah.
Whereas someone like Godzilla in the city is really cool to see.
Dennis? Because you love Pacific Rim.
Yes, I love Pacific Rim. Would I still want one if he wasn't directing? Sure, but I'd be very upset that he isn't. But I would disagree with you. I think Pacific Rim was actually well directed. I think the lacking parts of that movie were more the story, the screenplay, and I think a lot of the nuances in what made Pacific Rim fun was the direction.
All right.
I don't need it. I don't need to see it. I would like to see Guillermo del Toro do like another kind of version of something like a Hellboy or Pan's Labyrinth, or I want to see him
He
do another.
wants to do Hellboy.
I want to see him do more of that because he so excels with creatures and fantastical scenarios.
Problem is he can't find it. He
That's
wants to do Hellboy 3. He's very public about that, but he can't find anybody willing to pay the bill
Right.
for it. Because he said he's on record as saying if he's going to do Hellboy 3, it's going to be like a $200 million film.
I would see that.
And like Legendary was like, that's nice. And they said no.
Yeah, it's so
and,
risky.
We'll see how that goes.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.